Today I'm going to be taking a look at yet another show that I've never seen before, Hazbin Hotel. Now, even saying that title out loud, it kind of scares me a little bit. It makes me feel like an old man living in assisted living, and my caretakers, they like to beat me with pillows, you know? It's not going to do an overall amount of damage to where my family thinks I'm not demented, but they're still going to do some damage. I'm just like, oh God, please stop, oh, you're terrifying me. You know, it's not going to hurt me that much, but still, the experience, is it really worth going through? That's what Hazbin Hotel makes me feel like, because I've heard nothing but atrocious things from all of my community about this show. Some people are like, stay as far away for your mental health, and some people are like,
will you please cover Hazbin Hotel? It's my favorite show. It spawned one of my favorite goon characters, Luna.
Is that the wolf woman's name that everybody seems to just praise? They got like a giant picture frame of her in a room with a candle lit, like, please come to life, please come to life, please come to life. You know, like they're just obsessed with that character. I really don't know. I don't know anything about Hazbin Hotel. I don't know anything about Hell of a Boss. I've just heard the most mixed things ever, and I want to experience it for myself. I have never seen a clip. I've never seen anything about the show, not a voice note, nothing. So today I'm going to be checking out a few episodes of the beginning of Hazbin Hotel to see, is it actually good? Is it bad? Is it a nightmare? Is it gonna change my life and make me addicted to a wolf named Luna, I think? I don't know. That's what we're going to be trying to find out today. If you like content just like this, please make sure to like and subscribe. I upload every single day. You don't want to miss it. And if the content here on YouTube just isn't enough, Patreon in the description, Discord in the description if you want to talk to like-minded people. Now let's finally take a look at Hazbin Hotel. Taking a look at the very first episode of Hazbin Hotel, we have the episode Overture. And the main reason I always avoided the show was because I was honestly worried that I wasn't going to like it, just with everything that I heard. And I also heard that the fan base, the community, they don't take very well to people disliking their favorite show. They're gonna send out their alpha, their 46-year-old who drives a Honda Odyssey, and they're gonna crash into your house just being like, you have a different opinion than me, I'm gonna have a stroke! You know, they just cannot handle the fact that anybody would dislike their favorite cup of tea. Like, so much so that I guarantee you, with me posting this video, there's gonna be at least one subscriber, or maybe 10, or maybe 100, I don't really give a shit, who's gonna comment,
oh my God, I really liked when you were shitting on every other show, but, you know, when you shat on my favorite show, unsubscribe!
And then they'll start going like on a manic episode where they're finding every single comment that agrees with me. They're like, this is my favorite show! You're all delusional! You know, they'll all lose their minds a little bit. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting here, but overall, this episode, it was just fine. The biggest downside of the series so far is the comedy. Everything else is just okay. I think the musical numbers are cool. I think the lore and the backstory has a lot of potential to be something really cool, but the comedy is really where it like dwindles for me. It's very much for like people who are like, oh yeah, dude, I just pounded that girl in the back. I really used up her tuna. I fucking opened that can and slammed it in the tuna. Oh, what's that? You think you're fucking funny? Fuck. You know, that's basically the comedy in the show, and you probably didn't laugh at me doing that, and that's how I felt every time they told a joke within the series. But either way, let's get into the episode. So, this series stars a character named Charlie, who is the Princess of Hell, and we open with her doing a pretty decent musical number. I actually do like the songs in the show. I think they're a lot of fun. Oh, always chasing rainbows.
Waiting to find a little bluebird.
You know, I could hit those high notes too. I absolutely loved her opening song, and it's just a nice introduction to hell. We get to meet this character named Angel Dust, who is just a junkie, it seems, and he really wants some drugs, but that doesn't quite work out because somebody steals it, and there's apparently like a big like territory war going on in hell because there's a bunch of like open land or some nonsense stuff like that. We then have this character named Sir Pretentious, who's like this black snake dude, and he goes up against this like one-eyed Cyclops girl, and it's pretty cool, I guess. The fights are cool. I don't really know how I feel about the animation. On one hand, it's really unique, and it's very cool. On the other hand, it just kind of like looks sloppy in some scenes to me, but this is also the first episode, so maybe it's also a pilot. I don't know. Either way, it's fine. I'm enjoying it. So far, nothing has really got me yet. Sir Pretentious looks at these like Humpty Dumpty looking things, and he's like,
Oh, God, look at you little fried chicken fetuses. Oh.
like, wow, that's a really, messed up thing to say to a creature that's literally an egg. I would definitely say that accounts for some kind of slur in some kind of book. Fried chicken fetuses. Dear Lord, that is just not something you expect. So they're all fighting and doing all this nonsense, and then we cut to a big old broadcast in which Charlie is wanting to explain to everybody that she is creating Hazbin Hotel, a hotel that is designed specifically to rehabilitate sinners, which is a interesting thing to open in hell. I don't really understand how this universe works very much, but like, if you're in hell, wouldn't you say that you like deserve to be there and you're already a bad person? Like, why are you rehabilitating people? I don't know. Whatever. So she does this big old speech, and I thought it was pretty decent. It was cool. It was cool. Maybe she was just a little bit nervous. Everybody thinks it's shit. Like, everybody here is so negative. And again, that's just what I expect from people in hell. Maybe it's because right before Charlie had this big, speech, she was talking to the news reporter woman, and this woman is just a vile creature, to say the least. Like, I don't know, like, if I walked in there and and I have a big interview on this day, I'm gonna be talking about how, I don't know, Chicken Little's dad is a fucking insane maniac and deserves to have his, like, testicles castrated because he's such a bad father. Like, if I was gonna go in there and give a big speech, and the reporter woman that I'm gonna be doing this in front of, I'm like, oh, hello, how's it going today? And she looks at me and she's like, I cannot shake your hand. I don't like gay people. That's just a little bit odd to me.
I'd say it's a pleasure to meet you, but that would be a lie. You can put that away. I don't touch the gays.
I don't know. That's just weird. So maybe that's why Charlie was acting a little bit of muck here, and nobody seemed to like it. But she starts jamming and singing a big old song about rehabilitating sinners, and the animation here was really cool. There was a lot going on. It was like one big montage with their song. Again, the music seems to be a little bit of a highlight. I hope that's something that continues in the series, the more episodes I watch, seeing how far we'll get with this. Like, that was cool. That was all right. And so she's explaining how Angel Dust has been being rehabilitated, but he's already out. He's doing drugs again, and he's a bad boy. So that's a problem, and it's immediately proven wrong. And the reporter's getting all up in her face. And again, it's just characters cursing for no apparent reason. Like, there's no thought behind it. It's just like, oh yeah, he was shit, and he's shit, and you're shit. I don't want to go in that Hazbin Hotel. Oh shit. Oh shit. And then Charlie gets very angry, so she, grabs the reporter's pen and she's like, now I got your pen, bitch! What are you gonna do about it, bitch? And she gets very angry, so Charlie leaves. That was really funny. That was great. Everything I could ever need in a scene I do like Charlie's character. She's probably my favorite in the show thus far, but again, anytime they try to do anything funny, it feels like they don't actually want to write a joke. They are just gonna do sex or a curse word equals funny. Yeah, thrilling, exciting, overjoyed right now. So we then cut back to the fighting between Angel Dust, or Pretentious, and the Cyclops dog woman lady, and they're all fighting, and once again, Angel Dust's entire character is basically like, it's basically like a homeless dude who like really needs to get off on some drugs, like some crystal. He really needs it super badly. So he walks up to your window and he's like, can you bless me, money wise? And you just look at him and you're like, well, it depends. Can you suck it? And he's like, I could suck it real good. Because that's all he talks about. He just keeps making like like jokes that he's gonna like violate somebody over and over again, and it can definitely make certain people laugh. It's just not my favorite cup of tea, because I don't know, it's just a bunch of sex puns, but I don't really care. It's not like overly bad, it's just a part of his character, so I don't really give too much of a shit. Like, he's fighting Sir Pretentious and he keeps talking about how, oh, you're getting real cocky with it. Oh, you should watch the things you say around me, or else I'm gonna put it in my mouth. Oh, you know, like weird things like that. And it's kind of whatever. I mean, at least they're doing something with his character that's a little bit different from everybody else, so I don't really care. So he gets in the car with Charlie and Vaggie. I don't feel like her name isn't Vaggie. That sounds a little bit odd. They get in the car and they're very mad at Angel Dust. And Angel Dust, again, like the comedy just doesn't hit here. It's just like a stupid ass, like maybe it's just to establish how stupid his character is, but he's all like, don't get your taco in a twist, girl.
Don't get your taco in a twist, baby.
Was that you trying to be sexist or racist?
Taco in a twist? What would that even relate to either? I don't understand. What are you referring to? I don't get it. But either way, that was another great glimpse into the comedy of the world. So they all get back there to Hazbin Hotel, and Angel Dust is kind of being a dick, but he like showcases that he might have a little bit of a heart when Charlie's very sad. We get some more developments for Charlie's life and how her dad thinks she's a disappointment and her mom won't answer her calls. Oh god, I'm so sorry, Charlie. It's so hard being you. Again, Charlie is still the best written character, at least in episode 1, the most interesting one, and that is when Radio Demon shows up, and he's pretty cool, I guess, in a way. Like, I like him. He shows up and he immediately wants in on the Hazbin Hotel deal. Vaggie, oh my god, I can't wait for the comments where it's like, it's called VAGGI, get it right. I can't wait for those comments, but she starts retelling the story of Radio Demon and how he was like mortal and became like one of the highest ranks in hell and was able to dominate and destroy a lot of people. It's really cool. I like learning the lore about specific characters in this world, especially like a primordial fucking being like that, who, you know, just likes to get a little bit silly, but can also just kill you in an instant. I think that's cool.
If I wanted to hurt anyone here, I would have done so already.
So he's really all in on this nonsense. He walks up to Angel Dust, and Angel Dust just, you know, giving me those good goddamn voice lines once again, where he walks up to Angel Dust and he's like, oh, hello, my dear boy. Oh, how are you doing? And he's like, I could suck your dick. Oh, I could suck it real good. Yep. Okay. So I wonder if Angel Dust is ever going to get more characterization other than, you know, wanting that big fat stinky schlong. But, you know, that's up for debate at this point in the series. So we then have Radio Demon singing his song, and Sir Pretentious shows back up to cause more chaos, and Radio Demon just like sucks him into the void, like literally calls upon the demons in the hellspawn of Amy Schumer, Lizzo, Kevin Spacey, all of the, I'm assuming, the big bad hell demons to just pull down Sir Pretentious's ship and just lay waste to him. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire show. That's the first episode for you. I don't really know how to feel about it necessarily. I was kind of just retelling a lot of things. I mean, that's what I do in every video. I retell things and try to be funny, but I don't know. It's definitely just okay. Like, I wouldn't watch this and then immediately start having a fantasy about it, cranking my hog to it, and just like literally putting up a poster of every single character being like, this is the greatest thing that I've ever seen. It's not at that level. Maybe episode 2 will wow me even more. It's just kind of average. Like, if I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would probably give this a solid 5, maybe even a 6. The musical numbers were definitely a highlight. Charlie is a highlight. Angel Dust is just kind of whatever. It's just a one-note, one-dimensional character who's just like, can you crank me? Please, can you just stick it in? You know, like, that's his entire shtick, and I don't really care for it. Every other character is just very, oh, I'm a thinner. I'm a thinner, and I'm a thinning things. Radio Demon can be pretty cool. I'd like to see more of him before I give a full judgment, because I don't know, I feel like there's going to be more layers and more depths to his character that could make him more interesting than just, you know, I'm a big-ass bad radio demon and I have lots of powers and I'm so confident and shit. I don't know, I want to know, like, the real reason he's there. Other than that, it's just okay. The animation's fine, all of it's fine. I would give it a solid 6 out of 10. Taking a look at episode 2, Radio Killed the Video Star, this episode opens up with some lore about Charlie and her parents. Apparently, her mother is Eve, as in Adam and Eve, and we get to learn about the origins of heaven and how they spawned them down on Earth. They were all like, oh yes, let's create some humans, let's place them down there, and you have Adam and Eve. And this entire scenario was kind of a little bit blasphemous to me, a little bit funny, because imagine, okay, so you place down an Eve, you place down an Adam. They're literally supposed to canoodle. They're supposed to get down and dirty to create even more humans. That's the entire point of it. You got a man here, a woman here. They're the very first ones. They're supposed to just, you know, do this, get down and dirty with each other. But you fucked up Adam so much that he's just a pretentious dick that Eve literally runs away. And the first thing to find her is Lucifer, as in Satan. Not Satan yet, he's still an angel at this point, and he manages to canoodle with her and they fall in love instead of Adam. Like, what the fuck did Adam have to do to be that bad? Like, did he take, like, I don't know, the apple and just be like, oh god, I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even know. And he just like shoved it up his ass or something? Like, what was he doing to steer away the woman that was literally created to be with him? Like, it's just, it's so absurd. So Lucifer and Eve, they fall in love, they go down to hell, and this entire, like, union caused all the evil to spread into Earth and create hell in general. And they had a daughter who turns out to be Charlie, and that caused a lot of problems. And because now hell has so many people, there's like an annual extermination, which is a cool concept once again. Like, basically like, oh man, there's too many people down there, let's go kill them all. That's quite silly, if you ask me. So yeah, that's what Charlie is basically trying to avoid with Hazbin Hotel, because if there was a way to rehabilitate people and send them up to heaven, then she could potentially save people without them needing to exterminate everybody. Oh lord, lord, lord. So yeah, that's what Charlie's trying to do in this episode. She has a meeting that her father sets up with Adam that she's going to go to while everybody else is working on a commercial. Because Radio makes a commercial and says it's really bad, and then Angel's all like, well, you know, you just need a porn star in your thing. You know, I got holes, I got a throw, I got this big chest. I don't really like Angel very much. I don't know. The entire personality is just very off-putting to me in a very weird way. There's definitely somebody, you know, watching this, like, toes curling and just like, yes, Angel, keep telling me how you want it. Like, they're curling, they're just like drooling over their like big old bowl of lasagna underneath them. They're like, Angel, tell me right now. Like, I don't know. For me, it just doesn't work very much. I know that there's somebody who's gonna watch this video who, like, Angel's like their comfort character because he says he has a lot of holes and he wants to shack up with the Radio Demon Alistair. But I don't know. It's not personally for me. It's just a little bit odd how much he talks about it and that it's literally his entire character. But oh well. I can look past that. So we then cut to Charlie, who is very, you know, viewing this opportunity to go and meet with Adam, very promising. So she sings another song, and again, the songs are a major highlight of the series. I love Charlie's songs in specific because they're basically like Disney princess songs. Like, her voice actress just hits all of those high notes in such a unique way that it genuinely sounds like a Disney princess. But when you make that in an adult animated show and it's done extremely well with all the visuals, all the incredible scenes, everything that goes on in it, it makes it a lot more entertaining. You do get some lame scenes where Charlie's singing and she's like, oh, a happy day in hell, and then a slug man walks up and he spreads it wide and he's like, you want to touch my pudding?
And touch my parts.
No thank you. I'm just gonna fulfill my destiny.
And, you know, she says no and then goes back to singing, and I don't know. It's just kind of whatever. Like, some of the things they do are very interesting, some of the things they do aren't, but overall, I am very, you know, on the positive side when it comes to the songs. She eventually gets all the way to Adam, and again, it's just more frat douchebag humor, where he's like, oh, yeah, Dad, nice to meet you, I was busy crashing down these kegs, brah, nice to meet ya, and his hand isn't even real, he's just faking it, and then he just sits there like, oh, it's so funny, and then he does that repeatedly, and he's not very willing to listen to Charlie because Charlie is from hell and all the people from hell are just too gosh dang silly. So, We cut back to our B plot where they're trying to make the commercial. Vaggie, she gets Alistair to help out a lot more because Angel's being freaky. Because of course, guess what Angel does? Well, they put a camera on him and he's immediately like, "Oh God, you need to fill me up and get me rehabilitated." You know, like it's just stuff like that repeatedly. I haven't really heard his character say anything that isn't, you know, supposed to be taken as "I want to do ya." So, you know, that's kind of whatever. But they eventually do like make a good commercial, good for them, all that good stuff. Charlie is talking to Adam more about how to fix everything and eventually gets onto the topic of rehabilitation, you know, and Adam doesn't really see it like that. He's just like, "Oh, you want to get rid of herpes? You want to get rid of ugly people? What?" And she's like, "I want to rehabilitate people and send them up to heaven." And then we get a pretty gosh dang good song by Adam saying, "Hell is forever. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I am Adam. Yeah, 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 yeah." And that's exactly what that song sounds like here. I'll play you a snippet of it.
Oh, hell is forever, whether you like it or not. Had their chance to behave better, now they boil in the pot.
It's just word for word what I'm capable of in terms of my singing quality. That's for sure. Yeah, so that happens, and then Charlie goes home defeated because I almost said ovulation, because obviously, they're, Jesus, man, ovulation really threw me out of place here, because obviously Adam does not want people to go up to heaven, so Charlie goes home defeated, and that is when they're about to watch the brand new commercial they made, but it gets cut off, and the extermination, the expulsion, the murderous nonsense is going to happen way faster, because apparently an angel died somehow, yada yada yada, just stuff to get me interested in watching the next episode. And I don't know, this one was, again, just okay. Like, honestly, the only thing I look forward to within these episodes are the musical numbers. Charlie's musical number where she's going around hell talking about how it's a happy day in hell, like getting to see what everybody's doing. The animation like kicks up a little bit. That's a lot of fun. Adam's song about Forever Hell, it has the best animation in the episode, and it was a cool concept, and I liked it the most. I really only look forward to the songs. That's all there is to really keep me hip and jive and excited to watch what's coming next. Everything else is just kind of whatever. Like, it's just mediocre at best. Like, I don't like the comedy is just average for everything that isn't Angel Dust, which is just bad. Like, there's just nothing that makes me want to watch this more, you know? It's just very average. So if I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would probably give this one a 5 out of 10, I guess. Hazbin Hotel definitely has a lot of potential to be a really good show. Obviously, it's gone on for 2 seasons. Obviously, I've watched 2 episodes, but there's just, I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily call it cringe. I just say I've kind of reached the ceiling of the overuse of the sex comedy, plus just the, you know, constant use of swearing as, you know, a amplifier for whatever scene without actually doing anything interesting. The musical numbers have been a standout of every single episode. There's always the best animation, but everything in between that, I just can't help but not caring, especially if Angel is on screen. If it's anything that doesn't involve Charlie, I just don't care very much, and that makes the entire series really hard to watch. So obviously, if this video gets like 1,000 likes, I'll watch the entire rest of the series. I'll give you my full thoughts on every single episode. I'll get all the way there, but for now, there's just nothing for me to cling on to, nothing to make me want to watch anymore, and I feel like I've gotten the big enough picture. Obviously, there's going to be some more stuff filled in. Obviously, there's going to be some more developments that I'll eventually learn, but there's nothing there that makes me actually care other than Charlie's story. And, you know, when 50% of the episode isn't Charlie's story, then I don't really give a shit. It's just either Angel, Alistair, or I guess I kind of like Vaggie, just talking about nonsense and just constantly being like, bitch, bitch, fill up my hole, bitch. You know, like, and I just don't really care very much. That's my main issue with this show. There's just not a lot making me care. So yeah. I know this video is a little bit short. I am still doing daily content. This one's just going to be a little bit short because honestly, I just flat out didn't want to watch any more Hazbin Hotel. But yeah, if this video does well, then I will watch the entire rest of the series. I can at least owe you all that. But for now, just 2 episodes. I've seen all that I need to see. Yeah, lots of good content on the way. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.